So today is the day. It's been over 18 months that this scaffolding has been up, but we no longer need it. I no longer need it at this end of the house, so it's going to be taken down today and moved to the other end. The scaffolding is going to go on the other side of the house here. Just there is some render that's come away, so that needs to be chipped off and replaced with fresh render, and some work needs to be done on the canopy. So while the scaffolding is up here, it will also give me the opportunity to also paint this side of the house, which is well overdue. Right, so now you're back at the house to do another job. You're moving the scaffolding from one end of the house, which has been up there probably 18 months, to the other end of the house, the side, because you're going to do some rendering work.
Rendering at the top that's come loose.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So
yes.
is that going to be a big expensive job?
No. It's only a small area.
Yeah, for a good...
Bit of sand, bit of cement, bit of lime.
So a good price for a regular customer?
Yeah. Always good price for you. Always.
So how long do you think it will take you to move the scaffold?
Today.
Just a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got it halfway down now.
Yeah.
We've got to move it all round there and take the bottom out.
Yeah.
And then we can start assembling it round there, but we don't need it all round there.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you, Noel.
Okay.
So we're halfway through, a couple of hours, and as I said, we're halfway down. So great job being done.
Oh. Yeah. But
So the scaffolding's down on one side. It's not up on the other side. Can I ask why you're sitting down?
Because it's my lunch.
All right.
So I'm on my lunch break.
Make sure it's only an hour.
Yeah.
So Niall and his assistant have worked really hard today. It's not an easy job, but the scaffolding is up, so he can get on in a few weeks' time. It'll be mid-October to do the rendering that's popped at the top, and the scaffolding will stay there so that I can paint this side of the house. So fantastic. Thank you so much, Noel. Great job. So while Noel's doing the scaffolding, I am doing the shutters, sanding and painting them. However, they are incredibly difficult to get off. So here Noel is giving me a demonstration of how it's done by a professional, and it's very dangerous to do it on my own. So he's kindly volunteered and he's doing a fabulous job. I just hope he's going to be here when I've painted them and they're ready to go back up. This feels like the 100th shutter that I've done, but it's not. I've done about 6 of them, but it's raining, so I'm going to have to decamp. So the house has now been completely rubbed down. The front of the house, any cracks have been filled. It's absolutely ready to paint. There is a whole week of good weather forecast, so I'm hoping next week I can get it painted and the shutters back on. Just not sure, up to the right, the balcony, I'm not sure whether to paint that or not. I just think if it's painted, it's going to need constant maintenance. However, I don't think I can leave it as it is. Maybe I should paint it a different, darker colour. The house is going to be cream. So if anyone's got any words of wisdom or any thoughts on what I can do with that, please do let me know. I'm just outside the barn, but I've had to put on my high-vis jacket because I can hear the hunters in the background. They sound very, very close, and a few gunshots, quite scary. So the procedure is, although I'm on my land, I don't think they're allowed to come on, but, you know, maybe they could. So I've put Arthur away, and I'm going to spend some time in the barn, but nevertheless, I've got my high-vis jacket on. So I've had to decamp the shutter painting into the barn. So I've got my shutter station set up inside the barn. It's just too wet outside, but it has taken me about 2 hours to get the trestle tables down and the 2 sets of shutters. So this will be my station where I can crack on, get those shutters done, they can dry in here, and I can get them rehung, which will be fantastic. But just not today. I've had enough. I'm tired and I'm locking the barn up for the end of the day. Both of the wheelbarrows are still out of action. Neither of them have got a front wheel. I mentioned in a previous video that I had a puncture in one of them, but actually both of them. and I use these every day. They're so important. And someone kindly mentioned that you can get a solid wheel. So I bought the solid wheel, that's the red one, but it doesn't come with an axle. I think that's the right term, the piece of metal that goes across. So I've ordered that on Amazon, and it doesn't make particularly good viewing, but it's a fact that these are the daily challenges. So I'm waiting for the piece of metal so I can do the axle, and with nuts and spanners. Nuts and washers, yes. So yes, still out of action, but hopefully they will be in business next week because I need them. Arthur's looking very impressed. Next to the barn is a little storeroom. I haven't been in here for about 2 years because the last time I opened it up there was bats nesting in there, so I had to leave it. But I have to have a look down there. I've got my torch with me. Curiosity killed the cat. I hope it doesn't kill me. If I do not do a video next week, please come and find me. It means I've fallen over and can't get up. So, as I said, I've not been in here for probably 2 years because there was quite a lot of bats hanging from the ceiling, and I believe they're protected, and I just didn't feel happy. There seems to be an awful lot of empty boxes, toolboxes. And I think over to the left, this looks like a meat store, I think. Maybe, I don't know if anyone knows what that is. Please let me know. But not much treasure in here. But the walls seem to be in good shape. There does seem to be this vent here, which I will keep open, but I might get some mesh just to put up there for any rodents that might fancy coming in. So that is the store next to the barn. I could certainly use those toolboxes, so I'll take those back to the house. Arthur is very reluctant to come in here, which is good. And just lots of empty boxes. So later today, I will give this a good clear out and sweep up. So today I'm working in the barn area, and there are some trees that need to come down. I didn't film the sawing of the tree because I needed to concentrate, but this is the tree coming down. It's holly and it was just getting way too big, and if I left it much longer it would have been too big for me to actually remove, so that's come down. So this is the area afterwards. It was very dark here and getting way too big, well, to a point where I wouldn't have actually been able to do it myself. But I now need to chop this up into smaller pieces. I don't have a mulch or shredder, so I'm going to have to chop it up and carry it into the woods. So I'm in the barn, and when I bought the house, the owners left everything inside, and there was a lot of rubbish, but there was also some treasure. So each week I'm going to go through a couple of things in the barn. So first of all, not everyone's cup of tea, but this pristine condition, 1970s parasol. It's beautiful, I love it. Also, several of these, I believe they're bed warmers. They'd go on the stove and then put them in the bed to heat up the bed. Lots of oil lamps. This is just one of them, and they're in good condition. Still got this part of it which often breaks, so loads of those. A decanter. I don't drink, but I'm going to fill this with bubble bath and put it on the side of the roll top bath. Not quite sure what this was used for. It's a plate with 6 cups. Maybe you could give someone a drink of tea that you didn't like so they wouldn't have to stay very long. But nevertheless, it's very cute. And a huge selection of really lovely pots, including the one that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to use it as a bathroom bin. I don't like those peddly things, so I'm going to put this in the bathroom as a bin. It's got a lid as well, very nice, incredibly heavy. And finally this. It's a French accordion. I think I've spent too much time in the French countryside, but some great finds this week, and I'll do a few more next week. And I don't know if you can see behind me, this used to be a forge.